The time is 5:20 p.m., April 18th, 2025. Donald Trump's big deal day. Deal. Deal. I got a deal for you, Donald. I'm alive. Come make a deal with me. You might want to start facing some facts. What I am to report is the combat that I have not been allowed to talk about. Not all the combat. That wouldn't be very easy to do in a 14-minute report. But some of the combat, such as last night. Not until 5 o'clock was I allowed to report the combat that I witnessed at 8:30, 9 o'clock last night as I was falling asleep. This is through my sound machine. That is the only way to sleep in this sleaze bag Nazi city. Deal maker. Deal. DEAL. Degraded into deals. So the sound machine is blasting. It's not even on the sound machine volume that the record testimonies that have been filmed is how I sleep. And there's a muffler right now, real loud roaring deal maker muffler. If this persists, I will put the sound machine on through my fans that are loud enough in here. Trust me, you have to. The sound machine was at this volume last night when I went to sleep. Loud, folks. There's no other way to sleep. None whatsoever. You have to have that really, really loud. So I still heard the combat through that shit. And that is about 1.5 feet away from me, that sound machine. So it's basically in my ear all night while I sleep. Where was the combat? So around 8:30, 9 o'clock, it was dark. I had laid down, exasperated from terror, hostage taking, hopelessness, despair, and just sick. All I am is poisoned in here. Like I said yesterday, this house was engulfed for 24 hours with a steady flow of chemical weapons, just everywhere. And half of the time I was getting hit with it. So I'm physically, completely and utterly exhausted. And I went to sleep at 8:30, and right as I was laying, it was dark. I know when it was dark, it was very dark. An utter and complete and total fight broke out underneath my head. Here comes another roaring, boom, 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 muffler. So we're gonna put this on because this is bullshit here, okay? They're fucking barbarians. Okay, let's continue. So the chair is flat back, and at that point, I'm about 2 feet off the floor. The chair is flat back. It's laid on its back, the chair. And a complete and total, what you would think of as a bar fight, took place downstairs, but it's combat. And it went on for a good 5 minutes. They just got their ass completely kicked underneath me. You heard them slamming against the wall. You heard nothing but an endless flow of punching, getting fucking fucked up right underneath me. You heard at points of time really hard, like, you know, when you hit something really hard against a wall or a plywood, like everything you can think of in a bar fight. It happened underneath my fucking chair. Right, so that happened. In the recent past, in the same area, I heard someone else get their ass completely and utterly kicked down there. And it was not for 5 minutes, just ongoing, getting pulverized. It took about 3 minutes, but it was for a while. It was like 3 minutes. That can be a while when it's combat. It was the same sounds I just described in the same place, but it was like at 10 o'clock. Maybe my memory's not right. I might have woke up. It might have been at 1 o'clock, but it was later at night. It was in the nighttime. It wasn't early evening like 8:30. I remember that. It was recently. And at the end of that big fight that I'm talking about right now, all this metal and all this glass went crashing down. Like, think of if you just knocked somebody against a shelf that was filled with heavy metal pipes, filled with heavy metal pipes and filled with glass jars. And I'm telling you, and the shit goes down. And they all fall down. I heard that. And what do I always report here? Pipes, metal pipes, glass jars, metal tubs. That shit went all crashing down. And then it was silent. Like nothing had happened. Like no one's there. Okay, and now to the present day on the calendar, Donald's Big Deal Day. So about 5 hours ago, because it's 5 now, yeah, it was about 5 hours ago, I heard more combat. Right underneath my black cabinet here that I have once in a while filmed. I can't film in here, but that's basically right next to Radiator 2, but in my main room. If you can recall where I've filmed Radiator 2 in the extra room. So like stand in 1511, 1 foot in my main room underneath Radiator 2, okay? That's where it happened. I heard this massive boom, boom. Enough to make me want to go look in the house, but right before I could go look to see what the fuck was happening in this house, because it was so fucking massive and loud, all this human remains in 1 second engulfed my entire main room and my entire extra room. It was so disgusting. I had my fans on full blast and I couldn't get that smell out. It stayed for at least 5 minutes. It came from the human remains downstairs in 1511, that compartment, the illegal constructed compartment that they keep getting their ass pulverized in. And they must have obviously been dismembering, like I had reported they do in that compartment, and doing something with human remains in those tubs, like I've reported they do, and I've reported I witness it all the time. And they got their ass fucking kicked, and then like that, as soon as the boom boom happened, all this guts and human fucking rotting stench, remains of human remains, the stench just engulfed my room. It must have been so strong down there, because I couldn't even stand being in here. I had to run in my extra room. And my guidance from Jesus, because I'm in here alone, was don't go out in your hallway. So I stood by the door at least to see if someone would come and just let themselves fucking in. More fucking psychopaths. With my house stinking of fucking remains. From the bathroom to the main room. You can't get away from the fucking dead bodies here, man. I'm not kidding you, dude. And then I could open the door after about 10 minutes. No one was fucking in here, dude. Nobody had come in. It was going on down there, but it was so loud. It's only natural you want to go see. There's been massive more combat when I go in the bathroom. Almost every time I go in the bathroom, which isn't that much because I haven't been that poisoned today. Thank you, God. But I have been. So we'll get to that. But when I go in the bathroom, someone gets their ass kicked on that track where they run the lab rats. It's underneath my sink. It's right where they saw and they crank. It's coming from 1507. It's another illegal constructed area they've carved to dig around. You can hear them go, and then they slide, they're dragged or something, man. You hear that? I always report combat when I go in there. I always report that. So it's creepy. It's really fucking creepy. There was other combat that's not quite coming to mind right now, but I heard it today all over in this house, 1507 and 1511. But those are the ones that are coming to mind, because if you're in my situation and you're in literal nonstop combat, that's what's coming to mind right now, okay? So the poisoning I also need to bring up, okay, on Donald's Big Deal Day. I was poisoned 3 more times to come to mind. It could have been a couple more, but the 3 were really, really scary and really awful. And I started to think, my God, when are they ever going to stop? And it's the Saudi gas, that Saudi Arabian gas. That day that prick was at the Pentagon taking all these pictures of himself with TV boy. That same gas was used on me over and over and over again. I went to sleep and I woke up at 10 a.m. and they started blasting me with gas as soon as I fucking started moving around. And there's massive terrorism going on at that time, and it's still continuing up and down S Street. But as usual, I can never speak one word about it. Never. All right, bye.